Okay, I'm going to paint another portrait. This time, I don't know whether you recognize this or not, this is the actress April Grace, who appeared alongside Tom Cruise in one of my favorite movies, Magnolia. And I'm going to paint this one. You will have noticed that I've painted quite a few pictures that are scenes from films, and I'm selecting this one because I want to paint a picture of someone with a darker complexion. You know, I did the bust of I've done Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner, and people with fairer complexions. I did the bust that was a plaster cast, but I put a fair complexion on it. So, what am I doing here? So what I really want to do now is paint someone with a darker complexion. Now April was in this, I love Magnolia, it's one of my favorite films. She was interviewing Frank T.J. Mackey. She was playing the role of a journalist who was interviewing Frank T.J. Mackey in Magnolia, and Mackey is is Tom Cruise, and he's completely whacked out. You'll have to see the movie. Okay, so here we go. Now, just to have a look at this, different. It's a little different than the plaster cast because I've got a bit of an allusion to eyeball, you know, to the what's the word, the dark part of the eye, because but still, nevertheless, if you looked at the original, the white of the eye when it's not in light is not white. It's pretty much the same value as the flesh tones, and the light here is fairly low, and so it is in fact catching the eyeball on this side. I've also had to in this because the lighting is very low in it. You know, there's obviously a sharply focused light some distance away, but the light is fairly low, and it's causing you know, highlights. Like here, and certainly on the eyeballs, and I've left them rather than scratch them out with a knife. I've left them. So here we go. I've mixed a flesh tone, really all the same colors as what I'm doing with somebody with a fairer complexion. However, you know, just a slightly different proportioning of the flesh tone colors. There's the light in here is fairly blue, and you remember me putting blue lights on the plaster cast, some blue lighting, and this is the same. So everything is the same in this incidence. I'm going to put a little bit of, oops. Yeah, I'm catching the lighting is quite blue, so I'm keeping highlights, but I'm also, in the same way that I put green in the other painting of the plaster cast, I am putting a little bit of blue in spots, mixing some blue into it. And I suppose I could do it afterwards. So here we go. And hopefully this will come together very much like the plaster cast did. The highlights aren't quite as light as put a little bit of flesh tone in there, the shell pink. Everything's the same. Yellow ochre. Proportionally, things are just slightly different. They're darker complexion. There we go. Now there's other things. The character has eyeliner on, which is nice. It brings up that kind of blue. Also some kind of lip gloss, which is kind of pinky. Obviously. And this would be a little darker down here. I should have darkened the neck a little bit because of course it's underneath the chin, so it is in fact a little bit darker. So I'm going to just add a little bit of shade tone in there. Okay. That wasn't there. And come down here. So there we go. Now, just like with the, now I was guessing, I was just making it up with the sculpture, but I know that eyes have a nose have a little bit of red in them, a little bit more blood, and I think I can see it a little bit here. So I'm going to add a little bit of warmth. Oh yeah, there's definitely up in there. A little bit of warmth to the nose, you know, same as with what I did with the sculpture. Look here. Yeah, there's some reds around the eyes, the rims of the eyes, just as with the other one, but I got to be careful because she's got an eyeliner on. Which is blue. Oops, don't want to look bloodshot-eyed. There's some red in the cheek. Right in the cheek there. Oh, actually, I need to got some blank areas here that I forgot to cover. Yeah. Okay, and now I'm going to mix a blue. Again, it's much like with the plaster cast. The background in here was quite cool, and a cool color helps knock things back a bit. And I'm going to bring that blue right in. There's a kind of a reflection in here. Why I want to get, you know, there's actually quite a bit of flesh tone tinge in the eyes. You know, they've picked up, you know, even where they're catching light, they've picked up a lot of the flesh tone. There we go. Back to the blue. And that cool blue works nice with the flesh tone. Nicely. I think that's even, there's not even a highlight there, it's just, and there's quite a bit of the light is blue, so I'm bringing some in here, there's even some down here, yeah. And I'll bring it over to the flesh tone as well, the blue, because it grays things down. I need to look at myself for to see, yeah, that's all right, yeah, good. And even a little bit of green in here, in the background. I need to preserve those highlights. The character is wearing earrings. Such a great film and such a great sequence. Tom Cruise, you know, people, you know, online are saying it's one of his best acting appearances ever. You know, he's playing such an insane character, and this interview is one of his kind of high points. But you know, likewise with April Grace, it's just a tremendous performance by her, and the two of them together is just tremendous as they're kind of head to head, and you have to see the movie to see it. It's pretty incredible. But I mean, there's so many memorable scenes in Magnolia, but this is one of the most memorable. Okay, so now I do need to bring in some extra darks. So I'm going to mix up you know, because I need to do a little bit of adjusting. I'm going to mix up what I was using is the grey, the ultramarine, and the burnt sienna, but I'm going to add bits of flesh tone to it as well to warm it up a bit, and so it's still dark, but I need to do that here. I need to do it here in the eye socket. Oh yeah, all down here. Actually, that should have been a little bluer in there. Definitely the lips. I still got to put the gloss on though. Yeah. So very dark in there, and dark under here, dark under there. Very low lighting here as well, but which makes things a little more challenging to look at myself. Yeah, not bad. These are quite. Now, the eyebrows are sort of indicated. I'm not trying to do the local color of the eyebrow. The eyebrows, there's a thickness to them, and they are catching some light. But now's the time to add a bit more local color, and you know, and indicate them a bit more. This is quite dark in there. Ooh. Now this is a kind of an overworked kind of watercolor painting. I can see what I have trouble seeing because of the kind of glare on the. So perhaps I'll now go back to doing some local color. I still want to get, wow, I mean, I can really see pink and red in the cheeks. You know, again, this is, and the nose, again, it's this, it's the blood and the flesh, right? So I need some red there. I need some pink in the cheek. And it's nice to have that pink up against the blue reflected light. I need some pink in the cheeks here. And now the lips. It's a gloss, so it's red, but it's a bit of a lizard-y. And I gotta leave some highlights. There's one little tiny bit of a highlight there. I gotta keep it fairly. And I'm going to bring it right up into here because it'll help in the top lip, because it will help darken here, unlike the plaster cast, which had a bounce light coming up on the I need a little bit of darkness in the corner. She's got a little quirky kind of smile, Mona Lisa smile going on, which is so appropriate for the scene as she toys with Frank, and so I've missed a little bit of darkness in there, in that corner of the eye. Yeah, there's definitely some red and pink down in here as well. Some blood in the flesh. Okay, I'm getting kind of close to being done. Oops. Well, I need the blue up in here. And the blue's here. And now I'm going to put the blue right in here. Cover the flesh tone that I've got there, because it tends to grey things down a bit. In the corner of the eye, it's all blue. And this is blue. And then we got this eyeliner. So I'm going to put